Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Happy Friday to another episode of GameStack Podcast. You are listening to episode 150, Zelden Ring. I had no choice on the title. Shalene will explain it to you later. I am your co-host, Vendertron. Joining me this evening, as always, is Shalene. Hello, Shalene.
Hello, hello.
And we have a special guest on tonight's show, back by popular demand, Tim Twig. Hello, Tim.
Popular demand? What are you talking about? That was the complaint box.
We've been waiting months. It's like when you're trying to see a specialist for that mole, and you've got to wait for like 6 months. Yeah, we've been waiting.
So are you comparing Tim to the mole or to the specialist?
The specialist.
Tune in at 11.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
It's good to have you on the show. How have you been, buddy?
Busy but good. Keeping busy, bringing in the dollars with the 40 hours a week, and spending the rest of the time in my chair playing my games. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Shalene, how was your week?
Okay, so I mostly had a good week.
Okay, here we go. Buckle up.
But there was an incident today, and I'd like to share it with you.
Yes,
so
about that.
Okay, so I go to work, right? And I work for a town. I work for a city hall. I am no longer the boss of the city hall. I'm in a different city. It's a better city. But I am working on my computer. I'm trying to get a purchase requisition to go through, and I can't get the attachment to attach to the purchase requisition, right? This all sounds very exciting, I know, but stick with me here. So I go down the hall and talk to the finance director, and I'm like, hey, finance director, I can get the attachment to attach. So she's like, well, let me come and have a look at this with you, and we'll see if we can get it running. So she comes over, and we're looking at my computer. She's standing behind my chair. We're looking at this, and I'm a messy desk type of girl. I've got paperwork spread everywhere.
That is shocking.
Oh, no.
That's
so
shocking.
much paperwork.
Is there spaghetti? Please tell me you at least have good cable management.
The cable management is okay. The cable management in my house, though, is only acceptable because Archon set it up. I will tell you that. But anyway, my desk is a mess, and I have a day planner, like a Franklin Covey day planner that I use all the time. Like it's a part of my hand. And I'm doing this thing, and I see this weird. Yes, Tim pulls out a big old binder. Yeah, it's just like that.
Wait, is that a media gel one? Like a media brand? It's got the stripe.
5-star first gear.
5-star.
Yeah, that 5-star stuff lasts forever.
Ancient.
That's
so
what
anyway,
I meant.
Sorry.
So I see some kind of a weird motion flash by in my peripheral vision, right? And Audrey jumps back with kind of a and she's like, did you see that? And I'm like, see what? And then I see peeking out from the pages under my notebook in the planner some little creepy crawly legs.
Oh my god.
I think we're dealing with a spider here, right? That's what I assumed. And Audrey grabs my binder and hurls it to the floor. And she's starting to really freak out a little bit, and she kind of shakes the binder, like trying to get this creepy crawly to come out.
Oh, I got chills.
I try and like nudge it a little bit. I'm trying to also, and finally this thing comes out. And it's not a spider. What I thought was a spider was the head and feeler section of a centipede.
Oh no, that's like 10 times worse.
And the centipede comes just like squirming out with all his little legs going. And like, I think I've talked about this on the podcast in the past because of a particular enemy in Gears of War, but I hate centipedes the most, you guys. I hate them the most.
Why?
They creep me out, Tim. They're unnatural. I would have rather dealt with a spider or like mice or whatever. Just not a centipede. So unbidden, shrill noises begin to expel themselves from my lungs.
Oh my lord.
Running around, and my finance director also starts to squeal like a girl, and we're both like, ah! And this thing shoots off towards my file cabinet, and I am like, if it gets behind the file cabinet, I'll never get it.
Yeah.
And I will
You're
spend
gonna
the
have to
rest of
burn
my
the house
life
down.
afraid.
Yeah.
Like I will never feel safe in my office again. And so I make this leap, and thank goodness that I was wearing boots today instead of sandals, and I attack the centipede.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'm just like stomping and stomping, like it's ridiculous. And my coworker and I are both still like making some very undignified sounds.
Oh my God. It was a Cotton Eye Joe moment, wasn't it? You
And
guys just stomping away.
Oh my gosh.
my boss comes over to see what on earth is going on, and he's like, "Are you guys all right? What's happening in here?" So we explain, and he just comes over and like gets a Kleenex out of the box on my desk and just like disposes of the corpse. Cool as a cucumber. Meanwhile, I'm over there with my heart pounding, my blood pressure
in the corner
is
of the
through
room,
roof.
like...
Yes. And I spent the rest of the day like shaking. I was just,
That's hilarious.
every time that I would start to work and I would like bend my head over my work, I kept envisioning more centipedes raining down from the ceiling.
Oh my gosh.
If there was one, there could be more, right? There could be more.
I don't know if that's
Why
true.
was it
Is that really
insane?
true of centipedes? I feel like they're more of a solo creature.
Why
You
was
know?
it
Yeah,
in
they
the
don't hang out in
ceiling?
hives, do they? That's not a
No,
thing.
they're not like mice where they nest together.
Well, my brain immediately turned this into like a Resident Evil scenario where there's just the ceiling comes in and there's just like thousands of centipedes coming down, and that's what I pictured every time that I would like lean over
Yeah, yeah.
and my neck would be exposed, and I would just imagine all these centipedes
Well,
falling in. And
it probably doesn't make it any
Ugh.
worse that your office is probably a drop ceiling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So,
Mhm.
you know. Okay,
There
well,
could be anything in there.
happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hopefully your week wasn't as creepy crawly as Shalene's, or your day anyways. Happy Friday. Don't forget, our show is sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. If you head on over to oakandcrow.com, you can pick up a bag of We Just Love Coffee blend, and $2 from every bag of that blend goes to the Children's Miracle Network. Tell your friends about the show. Follow us on social media. Send us a follow on Twitch as well. We'd love to have you here for the live show every week, and you'll get notifications of when we go live in your inbox.
Can confirm Oak and Crow's good coffee. Drank it myself.
Oh, you like it? Good.
I did. Yeah.
I would like to like it, but the shipping is like as much as the coffee. So, yeah. We're also on Discord. Shalene, tell us about the Discord this week.
I don't even know what's been going on in there. I didn't even open the Discord, and I'm gonna need it. It's a great place, the Discord. Lots of great people in there. I believe there's been lots of activity in the plant stack.
Oh yes,
It's that time of year.
everyone's posting their vegetables and all kinds of stuff. Yep.
Yes.
Lots of activity in the peer support channel. Tim, we need to talk about your vent session.
Yeah.
That was great.
It was brief.
I think we talked about that on the last episode.
I think we
actually.
did, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. A couple of screenshots and stories to share with all of you as well. Yeah, and then I got sucked in.
You didn't tell us how you're doing.
I'm gonna tell you about my day later. It's part of my gameplay. But
Look at you being all efficient.
I got sucked into the Zelda channel this week. That was weird.
Yeah, I had some difficulties in Zelda too.
If you would like to join our Discord, you can navigate to twitch.tv /We Just Love Games, and the link is right below the stream channel. So, this evening we are going to talk about some news. We're going to talk about some gameplay. We got some stocks as well to talk about and what Tim has been up to. And it's just going to be a regular size Rudy show. It's going to be great. So, let's hop into it with some news. All right, Shalene, hook it to my veins. What do you got?
Okay, so it is time for all of the not E3 announcements of the summer. The time has begun. Jeff Keighley Summer Game Fest has begun. So we've had some announcements from this, and I'm sure we'll be missing a few because there were, I think, some more announcements today that happened that I don't have in here. But we're going to roll through some of these Summer Game Fest announcements. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has gotten a new trailer, and it shows Cloud, Aerith, and the party riding through the world outside Midgar on chocobos. And yeah, so a character named Red 13 will be joining the party as a playable fighter. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Yeah. It looks gorgeous, this game. It looks really, really good. But yeah.
I tried to pull some B-roll, but I'm not quick enough. So
it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you actually still want to see it
or. So Tim, I believe you're a bit of a Final Fantasy player. You've played some of these titles. Is 7 on your radar?
7 is on my radar. The world would tell you 7 is one of the greatest games ever made. I admit I've not finished. There's 3 discs on ye old PS1, and I finished the first 2, which is funny because now we're getting our second chunk of remake, but I like what they've done so far. Red 13 is the little cat guy. He's red.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
a little red cat.
he's got kind of a screwy story, but I really like that character. Yeah, he's little lion kind of guy. The graphics for this game look so good.
They look pretty phenomenal. Yeah.
Oh my god, I need to get a
here
PS5.
He is. Here's our cat
That's
guy.
him.
Oh, look
That's
at his
Red
flame
13.
tail.
Great.
Yeah.
Love him.
That is an unnecessarily large X-Acto knife.
The Buster Sword, known throughout gaming as, the big whack-em stick. Yeah, this looks so great. Look at Chocobo.
I love the idea of chocobos. I just think they're so ridiculous.
Could you imagine trying to ride a chicken? That would be the roughest ride ever.
Or the fluffiest. How do you feel about them doing away with Roman numerals?
Meh. Call it what you want. As long as the spirit of the game stays true and, they tell you a good story and it looks beautiful and it sounds great, call it what you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
So I was having a conversation about Final Fantasy with Archon the other day, and I want to bring you guys into this conversation. Do you think chocobos would be delicious?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I feel like they would be really tough. And
in the Final Fantasy world, I imagine that they taste like peepers. Because they're just so adorable.
I just feel like if they have the muscle to carry about a human being, they probably don't taste great. I don't remember how that conversation started.
Can make some hot pot, have some chocobo feet.
There you go. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I could tell you I've finished 1 through 10. 11 and 14 are MMOs, but I haven't finished any of the other single player ones after 10. Tim, who does not finish games, finished Final Fantasy X 3 times.
Wow.
It's that good.
Wow.
It's the first Final Fantasy game to get an actual sequel too. That's the joke. Final Fantasy keeps making games. None of them are tied together. It's a weird kind of a meta story with the franchise, but 7 was a really high point.
What are some things that you're expecting or hoping to see in this new version?
That right there.
This big bossy dude?
Tell us more about this purple blob thing.
I just... That guy right there, Sephiroth, he's a really bad person.
Okay.
We don't like him, but we like him because he's like the best villain that you guys could possibly think of. The villains in the Final Fantasy series are always amazing characters. They
Okay, he looks kind of cooler than the heroes do.
Not an accident. You know, the bad guys always get some kind of a buff. Remember the Transformers, the Decepticons could all fly. Like you know what I mean? The bad guys
Yes.
always get the good toys. And Sephiroth is he is no exception. That guy is a bad.
Yeah. One thing that
Yeah.
I feel like this is exactly what the gamers want in terms of a remake. This is it just brings this story into the modern gaming sensibility.
They did a really great job translating Seven
Yeah.
with remake. The everything that they've learned from the Kingdom Hearts franchise on the side blended back together with Final Fantasy in a really beautiful way. They've got, you know, real-time action with spell casting, with pseudo turn-based, you know, encounters.
Mm,
Like the way they've blended it all and made it a playable narrative is so great.
yeah.
Six is my favorite Final Fantasy, but seven is like such a close second. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's so good.
So thank you for
And
sharing
I still
that.
haven't even finished it. I need to get back on my Vita and finish
Well, you can
Final
just
Fantasy
wait.
7.
You can wait for the third chunk of remake to come out and play the remake version. Yeah, it'll work. I'm telling you.
Maybe. We'll see.
Spider-Man 2 has gotten a release date October 2023. So that's not too long to wait for the next Spider-Man game. And these games look fantastic. I love that we're getting to see Peter Parker and Miles Morales team up in this game. I think that's going to be really cool.
Are you gonna play it?
Probably not. Probably not.
What about
I
you,
haven't
Tim?
played the other two, so.
I would love for it to hit Steam, but there's like a year-long window before,
Mhm.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
console. Yeah.
I typically get access to these things. I don't have current gen consoles. I went PC, but this, man, is it co-op? Or do you just like switch back and forth
It is
GTA style?
not co-op. Yeah, it is
Oh, I
not
feel like
co-op.
that's such a missed opportunity.
I agree.
Could you imagine me volleying one of these dudes over to you, Shailene? You know, just
Hmm.
kicking him across the street and you're like, I got him.
It would be
Yeah.
brilliant. It would
Yeah.
be
That would,
really
yeah,
fun.
I feel like there's a missed opportunity, but this still, I mean, the first one was so good.
Yeah. I think these games look fantastic. I've heard nothing but good things about them, and I think this one will be no exception.
Yeah. It's,
So we reported a couple of months ago, I think it's been about 6 months now, that Prince of Persia will be coming back. And we got some more information on that at Summer Game Fest. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is anticipated to be out next year, and it is a 2D side-scrolling platforming Prince of Persia traditional experience.
Okay.
I'm not super keen on the art style. That's just personal preference. I feel like it looks a little bit too Fortnite-y for me, but
Yeah, I see that now that you say it.
mhm.
Yep.
The gameplay looks fast and smooth and just like what you want out of this type of game. But I'm not sure I'll be able to get past this art style.
Yeah, because Prince of Persia was always very realistic, right?
whoa, hold on.
The original, or maybe I'm thinking of Assassin's Creed.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
Assassin's
that's a
Creed,
close
has a
stone's
lot of
throw.
Prince of Persia in its DNA. I
Yes,
believe
it
the
does.
first Assassin's Creed was originally conceived as a Prince of Persia game.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm getting confused.
Shailene speaks truth. You're absolutely right.
The Oracle speaks.
Yeah. Dude, Prince of Persia games are a lot of fun. Where Assassin's Creed excelled in the open world, Prince of Persia games excelled with the platforming and combat.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mm.
Tight level design.
this is some Tim gaming right here. I cannot wait to play this. This looks really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
The
think that this is absolutely a very Tim game.
It
Oh
is.
yes,
It looks kind of
absolutely.
Metroidvania-esque, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let me have it.
Mm-hmm.
The don't forget, Assassin's Creed is coming out with sort of a Persian style game.
I'm really, really
That's coming.
excited that they're going back to their roots for the next Assassin's Creed
Yep.
title.
Yep.
Some of the other games recently have been fantastic games, but in my opinion, they weren't great Assassin's Creed games. So,
Mm.
Yeah.
speaking of traditional games, Mortal Kombat, it has gone back to the drawing board, and it's going to be Mortal Kombat 1.
It,
So,
they're 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 doing something I've never seen done before. in the joke there is they're rewriting the timeline again, but in the best ways. Where Raiden was the god of thunder, now Raiden had an epiphany sometime in the future. He must win and tells his past self to change something, and he does, and they get back and they realize you're still screwed. So they go back and they change another thing, but this time Raiden's not a god anymore. He really is giving up his godlike powers. And guess who gets them in a weird twist of fate?
I love him. He's beautiful.
Liu
Who
Kang.
gets the
Liu
no,
Kang.
really? Luke Kang?
At the end of this trailer, he introduces himself. After gathering all of these warriors, they introduce
Wow.
him as the god of
Oh,
fire.
look at these pool floaties.
That is so cool. The This is the only
Huge.
fighting game that I've ever really enjoyed is the Mortal Kombat series, and this looks just really good. It
I'm
looks
like,
smooth
I'm
as
excited
butter.
to see how they're gonna redo the score.
Mhm.
I bet you it's gonna be all like awesome and even better. Yeah.
And these backgrounds are absolutely
I
gorgeous.
cannot get over these pool
So
floaties.
well
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot to chew on in the background. Mortal Kombat, I mean, all jokes aside, they wrote a really good story and they wrote it really well with Mortal Kombat 9, and they've kind of just been reiterating the same kind of uh, um, the same struggle, but from so many different angles. And now all
Mhm.
those angles are we're basically taking all the same ingredients, giving it an etch-a-sketch, and letting another dude lead the charge.
Yeah.
And Liu Kang, he's a very different character than Raiden.
That is fantastic. I
Yeah.
am kind of looking forward to this. I might have to check this out. It's been a long time since I picked up a Mortal Kombat game. I'm gonna say we were like 3 console generations ago, the last time that I played a Mortal Kombat game.
Hmm.
But this looks compelling. I may have to check this out.
Play 9. It's
9?
simply titled Mortal Kombat, and I forget the year that it came out, but
Okay.
9, uh, they took 1, 2, and 3 and retold them in a nice package. It's
Yeah.
Oh,
really well done.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try
Mr.
number
Okay.
9.
Mr. Rockstark in the chat also chiming in. Speaking of fighting games, Street Fighter 6 seems pretty damn good.
It does look really good. It does. I've never played a Street Fighter game, but I think they're bringing story to that game in a really fun way.
Yeah.
It looks really neat.
Have you seen the custom character creator in the new
There's a
Street
custom
Fighter?
character creator.
Yes, and people are creating characters that look like famous personalities so they can get the absolute tar beat out of them online.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Who? What famous person would you make?
The article or the post that I saw scrolling by on some social was a Taylor Swift mock-up.
That would be so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's so
clicked the
funny.
link and it is exactly what you think it is. It's Street Fighter with Taylor Swift.
Getting
That's
her
really
butt
funny.
whooped.
Yeah.
What about you, Shalene? What would be your celebrity that you would make?
Oh, I have no idea. I might try to make Bruce Lee.
Gandhi.
Gandhi.
You're terrible.
Oh, that's really funny. That's really funny. What would you do, Bender?
I don't know. All of them?
I
Novak Djokovic, probably.
don't know who that
He's a
is.
tennis player, but he's kind of a douchebag. So
Okay.
That was oddly specific.
yeah, we hate him.
I have an idea. We'll film it like Red versus Blue style and we'll bring back Celebrity Deathmatch. What do you think?
Yes,
Oh, yes.
I like it.
I'll allow it.
All right.
Mr. Rockstark says Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito. You wouldn't be able to hit him. You'd keep missing because he's just so tiny.
Oh my gosh. His hitbox would have to be different. That would be
Yeah.
great.
He'd be a short like Odd Job in GoldenEye. You just go over his head. Oh man.
So Fortnite has revealed a Transformers crossover.
What?
Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 3 is called Fortnite Wilds, and they have added characters like Optimus Prime into the game. So I don't really understand how they incorporate all this silliness of different franchises because I've really never played much Fortnite. But it seems like they have a great time with it. Very happy for people who love Fortnite. Okay, yeah, that looks cool. That sure is Optimus Prime. And
Hmm. I'm not surprised by this. In other news, they're blending their toy lines. There's a spoiler at the end of the most recent Transformers film that introduces a character you really probably wouldn't expect. Hashtag toy line crossovers. Anyway,
Is
yeah,
it a GI Joe?
Barbie. Matt Damon. Wait,
Matt Dayton,
isn't he in Barbie? What? Who's in the new
Polly
Barbie?
Pocket.
Who's he?
Polly
Um,
Pocket. There's a callback.
Weren't we talking about that last week? Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
okay. Sonic, vendor, I know you're a fan of the Sonic series. Sonic Superstars is a new 2D
Yes.
classic Sonic game that'll be coming this year. And it is a side scroller with 4-player co op. You can choose between Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy Rose and play with up to 4 players at the same time. It has a 3D art style but operates in a 2D scenario.
I love
Who's
Sonic.
Amy Rose? Who is that character?
Little pink friend of hers, friend of Sonic's. I mean,
Okay, is she
she's
also a
adorable.
hedgehog or is she something else?
Cat, maybe? It's been a while since I've
She
seen the cartoon.
is she a she's no, she's a hedgehog.
Is
Okay.
she?
Yeah.
It's been forever. This looks
Little
pretty
pink
sick, though.
hedgehog sounds great.
It
This
does look
reminds
good.
me a little bit of some of the fantastic co-op platformers that we've had, like the Rayman games.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
I
vendor,
really
got you.
love
I love Sonic games. I got you. Let's do this.
Yeah, I love how they there he is. There she is.
oh, she's adorable. I
She's
get
like a
that
little
one.
fox or something. I don't know.
When we play this game, I get that
Oh no,
one.
she's a hedgehog. I love that they preserved so much of the original game, like the grass and then like the loops and stuff, and Sonic himself looks actually pretty original. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Operating in a 3D space there.
Yeah.
This looks fantastic.
I mean,
This
Sonic
looks
was
really
one of the
good.
first 3D games I've ever played, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my God, co-op. Chaos Emerald puzzles with co-op. Oh
Yeah,
God.
it's going to
Oh
be good.
God.
I definitely want to play it. And is it coming
This year?
on PC? Where is it
All
coming?
platforms, it says.
Even
Yes.
Nintendo Switch, because that would be awesome.
That would be awesome,
that
but
would actually
Switch is
make me
usually not included when they
yeah.
say all platforms. So
That would make me buy a Switch.
In the meantime, download Sonic Origins. That's a good one.
is it?
Yeah.
So Alan Wake 2 has had a pretty extensive gameplay reveal at Summer Game Fest. They have shown a lot more of the gameplay. And we learned that you will not exclusively play as Alan Wake, you will also play as this FBI agent. I want to say her name is Saga. I've forgotten. But it looks fantastic. It has some of the very spooky vibes of the original game, but it's very much also modernized. Alan Wake was a game that I loved, but it was also very much a clunk fest. It was such a clunky game, and 2 looks like it's going to control a lot smoother. It sort of reminds me, I feel like there are some Resident Evil 7 vibes with this one.
I assume that there's no character creator, yeah?
No, not in Alan Wake. You play as the two.
It's too bad
the two
because I would
characters.
definitely make my character look like Scully. Just saying.
Yes. That would be so perfect.
Scully! Scully!
Alan Wake 2 releases on October 17th, and Saga Anderson is the FBI agent's name.
Yeah.
And you will play about 50% of the time as Alan and 50% of the time as
Anderson?
Saga.
I wonder if that's like a reference to Gillian Anderson.
It may be a nod, yeah. It may
right?
be a nod.
It could be, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah. I think this looks pretty good. I think it's very promising, and I am cautiously optimistic. I feel like I've been disappointed a lot lately with video games. So cautiously optimistic. Yeah. So Alan Wake is like trapped in the nightmare dimension, and Saga is a detective working in the Pacific Northwest. So we will see what we can learn about the game between now and then.
This list is very extensive. I'm just looking at the rest of this stuff.
Hmm.
They announced a lot of things. What else do you want to? What
Yes.
else do you want to talk about on this list?
Do you want me
Shelley?
to do you want me to skip some of these?
Well, can we talk about Star Trek Infinite?
Let's talk about Star Trek
Tell me
Infinite.
about it, because I see it on the
Okay.
list, and I'm like, I want to know what this is about.
It's a strategy game from Paradox, and it's in development at the Quantum League maker Nimble Giant Entertainment. And not much was shown in this trailer, but it did show a Federation fleet approaching the Borg, along with images of
Oh,
iconic Star Trek characters.
Voyager, do you see it?
Yes.
Yes. She's
Um,
back.
you also see some of the TNG characters in this
I love it.
trailer, and it looks compelling, but I'm not a huge strategy game fan personally, so I
Yeah, I
probably
mean,
won't pick this up.
honestly,
But it's been a minute since we've had a solid Star Trek game, so
well, and that's the only thing that's always not drawn me to Star Trek games is that they're strategy based.
yeah,
So
yeah. John Carpenter is working on Toxic Commando, a new first-person shooter that is an ode to 80s action and horror.
Being made by John Carpenter.
Yes.
that
Yes.
looks intimidating.
So it does look pretty scary. I think it'll be very campy as well. So yeah, it's just basically a situation in which you are fighting the undead, which seems like what you would expect from John Carpenter.
Yeah.
But
okay.
we're scrolling through the B-roll here to see it a little more, and it's
it's too scary for me.
okay, too scary. We are noping out of this trailer. Sandland is a new action game from Akira Toriyama and Bandai Namco. This will be coming to PlayStation 5, for Xbox Series X and S, and PC. It features Akira Toriyama's signature art style and is based on a manga from 2000. And the gameplay showed tank combat and melee combat across the game's desert setting. There's no release date yet, but it looks pretty fun.
I would like to play this as soon as I get through this ad. We can take a look. But the art style is so good.
It really is. I really like the art style. It's got this interesting mix of cartoonishness and just, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. It's
yeah.
doing a terrible job of describing it.
I'm gonna have to add this to my list of things that I want to check out, because
I think this one looks like something special.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah. Got kind of a Clone Wars animation vibe to it, but cleaner, like JRPG style.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Playable anime.
So Pal World is a game that was announced. It is sort of like Pokemon. You go around collecting monsters, but then you arm them with big guns. So that's a little wrinkle that makes it not so much like Pokemon. And the thumbnail on this trailer video is just absolutely unhinged. It's like this insane Pikachu holding a minigun. Just it's wild, just wild. And I want to know more. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes of that. The Lord of the Rings Return to Moria will be coming out this fall, and I am really interested in the fact that they are coming out with another Lord of the Rings game so soon after the tremendous failure that was Gollum.
Well, hold on. They were probably made side by side, two different genres. Let's see which one sticks.
I was just gonna say this has the same scent as like, look at those rock mechanics. I don't know about this. I don't know.
It is a survival crafting adventure game set in the fourth age of Middle Earth, and they say here in this article that it bears some resemblance to Deep Rock Galactic. So
yeah,
really,
a little bit of a Valheim vibe, but
I would
Tolkien
like
setting.
I don't know about that because Deep Rock Galactic is very. I mean, you can't have dwarfs and then just say it's like Deep Rock Galactic
Uh,
because there's dwarfs in it. Because what I'm looking at right now, this is nothing like Deep Rock Galactic.
I am not hopeful about this, guys.
Closer to a Valheim vibe for
I
me.
am not hopeful.
Okay. All right. Well,
Um, let's see here. Baldur's Gate 3 has introduced Jason Isaacs as a major villain. Jason
oh.
Isaacs, of course, played Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter franchise and Captain Hook in the 2003 Peter Pan. And he will be appearing as a major villain in Baldur's Gate 3. The more
Huh.
Baldur's Gate 3 that I see, the more interested I am.
Hmm.
Is it going to be interesting enough for you to get it and play it?
We'll see. There's so many games out there. So many
Too many
games.
games. Baldur's Gate 3's been on my list though. I participated in the beta for
Mhm.
that one, so I saw it when it was true jank, and it's come a long way. So I'm
Mhm.
excited to get back to it with its official release. So
Yeah, yeah.
this looks good.
Yeah, I think that is about all that I was actually pretty interested in. Of course, one of the games that I'm really looking forward to is Banishers. Where did that go? Banishers Ghosts of New Eden. We saw this announced at another event a few months ago. This is the one where in the trailer the guy was like at the table with his wife, and then we find out his wife is a ghost. I think this looks really, really good. It's from the creators of Vampire. I'm excited for this one. I think it's going to be a fantastic game, and I'm looking forward to learning more about it.
There are a couple of mentionable things. Netflix is coming out with their season 3 of The Witcher, which was also announced.
This will
Yes.
be the last Henry Cavill season.
And wait for it. Nicolas Cage is going to be in Dead by Daylight.
Pardon me?
Yes, you heard me.
Is it
He's-
like Nicolas Cage as Dracula? Or
I
is it
don't
just like
know, but
Nicolas
here he
Cage
is, and he's
being
fabulous.
himself?
And
Oh
I
my
think
God.
it's Nicolas Cage as Nicolas Cage in Dead by Daylight.
Oh my gosh, that's
So
incredible.
he's literally entering the video game world.
I mean,
That's
they
incredible.
all are. They all are.
Nicolas
Whether they like it or not.
Cage is just he's such a he's like transcending what it is to be a human. I don't know.
Nicolas Cage is
Kinda.
like the goofy version of Keanu Reeves,
Yes.
right?
Yes, exactly.
He's
a
like-
zanier Keanu.
He has the same like level of celebrity clout as Keanu, I think. But
What is your
but
favorite
he's-
Nicolas Cage movie?
Gone in 60 seconds.
Good choice. Good choice.
But I've got a penchant for horsepower, so that might not come
Yeah.
as a surprise.
And you, Vendor?
It's a toss up between that Christmas movie where he gets like or he like lives in an alternate world with a family.
Yes, yes.
And Independence, the what is it called? National Treasure.
National Treasure,
National
yes.
Treasure is a good one.
Yeah.
My favorite is Raising Arizona, far and
Oh,
away
Wow.
one of the
That
best
was-
films of all time.
That was the other one I was thinking of, but I couldn't think of it. Thank you.
Wow,
I love
good
Raising
one.
Arizona. Such a good
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
So we just went through a list. We only went through about half of them, the games that were announced at Summer Game Fest. But
Shailene, you should look into Fae Farm. I think you might like that one.
I did think that one looked adorable. It's a cozy game, plays little fairies at a
Mhm.
farm. I mean, it looks like a very Shailene game.
Also,
It
this
really
Party
does.
Animals one looks
Yes.
cute. Like
Party
it's
Animals
little
looks like a good one.
little crocodile with sunglasses, and he's like ready. I like it. It's cute. Man, that's busy. Did you actually watch the Summer Games Fest or?
I didn't watch it. I watched some of the trailers, the notable trailers, but I didn't have time to watch the whole video.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Did you
Yeah.
watch the Twisted Metal trailer?
I didn't. I have no interest in Twisted Metal. Do you want to tell us about it?
No.
Okay, you can't just leave it there, Tim. What is that?
I'm of a mind that I have such low expectations. I'm walking into this thinking it's going to be terrible, just so I am not disappointed. Anyway, yeah.
Well,
Mm.
I thought that going through that list and then launching into our next article would be a good transition. Our next article is a Video Games Chronicle article by Chris Scullion titled E3 Killed Itself, Not Competition from Summer Game Fest,
Oh
says Jeff
no.
Keighley.
No way. No way. COVID killed E3. Please.
I don't know. It was going downhill before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Sony pulled out before COVID, right?
Mhm. I do think that COVID heavily affected
Yeah.
E3,
It
COVID
was the
was the
death
last
knell.
it was the last nail in the coffin.
Yeah. And then everybody
but
wanted to work remotely from, their jobs and
mhm,
otherwise. So the internet was like, oh, we don't
I
actually have to pay the fees and dues.
mhm.
Hmm.
I do agree that E3 definitely didn't do itself any favors. It lost a lot of credibility, the ESA, when they leaked all the journalists' information, contact information, home addresses, all that stuff.
Oh,
That was not a
God.
great time.
Huge
You
no-no.
know, and that was the same year that I was debating on going, and I decided it was
Yes.
a bad idea because they wanted me to scan and send them an image of my passport
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Canada. And I'm like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. I
That's like
turns out
something
you
you
made a
just
good
don't
choice there.
do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Fortunately, I registered under a PO box, but my email did go out and it was spammed really heavily.
Mm.
But Keeley started Summer Game Fest in 2020 after he split from E3, where he had previously hosted Coliseum Live events. And he said that he was uncomfortable with the ESA's plans for E3. And a lot of people were saying that Keeley had set up a competitor to E3, that he was destroying E3. But really, the way that he views it is that he built Summer Game Fest because he saw the wheels falling off the wagon that is E3. And honestly, if he hadn't begun building this thing that is Summer Game Fest, there would have just been nothing this year. There would have just been nothing.
Maybe this is like actually really good timing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I hadn't really thought about it that way because I am desperately brokenhearted about the death of E3.
Yeah, because you like to
I
go
love
every year.
E3. I
Yeah.
like to go to E3. I should be at E3 this week. And I just I'm very sad about it, but it is a really good point. If Jeff Keighley hadn't begun this whole thing, there just wouldn't be anything this week.
Mhm.
Yeah, y'all better be
So
thanking him that you
yeah.
get some of this news, and it's an excuse for a bunch of other people to send him trailers and
Mhm.
gameplay videos. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I just thought that was an interesting way to look at it. What do you guys think?
I mean, I'm not heartbroken because I kind of am a bit butthurt by E3, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, I got to go to a single E3. It was probably one of the best week-long periods in my entire life, and
Hmm.
I sad I didn't get to go to more, and even more sad that they might not ever happen again. It's like hearing your
Mm-hmm.
favorite band broke up and you'll never see them in
Exactly.
concert again. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Twitch had instituted some changes and updates, but they have rolled those back.
Hmm.
And those changes would have limited how users could generate revenue. This is a gamesindustry.biz article by Jeffrey Rousseau. And I'm just going to read this one. Twitch has removed changes to its advertising guidelines following backlash and threats of content creators leaving the platform. As reported by BBC News, these rules would have reduced streamers' methods of generating income. Initially published on June 6th, the update stated that users could not embed advertisements into their streams, and logos could only be 3% of the screen size. In Twitch's announcement of the rollback, it said, "We will not prevent your ability to enter into direct relationships with sponsors. You will continue to own and control your sponsorship business. We want to work with our community to create the best experience on Twitch. And to do that, we need to be clear about what we're doing and why we're doing it. We appreciate your feedback and help in making this change. And if these new ad rules had still been in place, charities such as those by Games Done Quick would have also been affected. So,
Yeah, Games Done Quick made, as of June 2023, over $46 million raised across 43 marathons through more than 835,000 separate donations from over 262,000 unique donors. So now imagine if they weren't allowed to do that. Wouldn't that suck?
it's really interesting because Twitch has become so much more than they intended it to be. And you have to think about it from so many different angles, because you do have, like bikini streamers, and then you have like the traditional video game streamer, you have people like us doing a podcast, and you have people raising monies for charity. And all of these there's so many different ways that people use the platform. And I feel like Twitch doesn't even understand their own platform anymore. I really do.
I think they have a good grasp. They don't understand the people that use their platform.
Well, at least they're learning, and they rolled that back. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, it's
That's a step in the right direction.
It's so odd, and they're splitting hairs on it. 3% of your screen size for the logos. I assume that's probably the sponsor logos. But I mean,
Yes.
if you think about sponsorships specifically, like some of the biggest streamers are only here because of sponsorships. So you basically told them that you were going to try to control how they handle their sponsorships, and those people basically said no. And Twitch was like, if these people leave, Twitch is basically just gonna like die out.
It'll bottom out so quick. Yeah.
So really, their rollback is just based on money, like it always is. It's not surprising.
Money talks.
Yeah.
You heard a lot of people speak up because they realized they weren't going to get money. Money talks.
But what kind of implications do you think that this is going to have? I think that we're going to see actually more ads, and more ads in different places. What do you think?
I think they are going to gently retool these proposed changes and bring them back in a way that is slightly more palatable.
They'll inch the ball instead of going long. Sorry for the sports reference, but yeah, they'll gradually move the fence.
Anyways, hate you, Twitch. Love you, but hate you.
He says while on Twitch. I love that. While live on Twitch.
Well, I mean, have you tried streaming to YouTube? That is a trash fire.
Oh yeah, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare streaming to YouTube.
So no.
It's so much worse.
I mean, yeah, there's a few extra steps. It's not the cleanest, but meh. It's not that much more difficult.
So this weekend we get the Xbox Game Showcase / Starfield Direct from Bethesda. Looking forward to that. That's actually tomorrow. That's tomorrow. We usually do the thing, but we probably don't have time to do the thing this year, huh? Yeah. No co-stream from us this year. Sorry, guys. But they have this article, the crux of it is that the Xbox Game Showcase promises to be different than those in prior years. And just to summarize what they say here, the salient point is that we are going to get to see lots of games, and we are going to get to see gameplay of those games. We are not going to be looking at a bunch of CGI trailers. And I think that is a really, really good thing. None of them are full CG trailers. We will be seeing in-game footage, in-engine footage, or in-game footage and cinematics. And the trailers will be labeled as to what is in-engine, what is in-game, et cetera, so we will know exactly what we are looking at. That's something that I appreciate. And I do too. I enjoy CG trailers. They can be really fun. But at the end of the day, when you've watched a 100% CG trailer, you have no idea what the game is. There's no way you know what the game is. But I did want to just bring in Joseph Tao's commentary on this one. He says, not saying exclusive 100 times during the conference would be different, but I doubt they'll do that. And I actually noticed last year that they didn't have the guy saying exclusive. And I watched the Xbox showcase, and I remember thinking like something is missing, something's different about this, and it was definitely the absence of the exclusive voiceover guy, and I missed it. I missed it. So yeah.
I know you
So
guys are all excited for Starfield news, but give me some Perfect Dark news. It's been a minute. I want to see some of that, please, and thank you.
yes. You know, I my hype for Starfield is so low. I have earlier, Tim, you were talking about how you just are planning for that Twisted Metal series to be bad so that you won't be disappointed. That's how I feel about Starfield. I'm planning that I'm not going to care about this game
Hmm.
because I'm so like I can't handle another disappointment from Bethesda. I can't take it.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
what I want to see the most is actually Fable news. I love the
Oh,
Fable series, and
okay.
I want to
Oh,
see some
yeah.
Fable.
I'd be
So
down for that. Yeah.
yeah. And our next article is a
What?
bit of a throwback to early. Go ahead, Thunder.
I'm also hoping some more info on um never mind. Never mind. That thought is out of my head. Sorry to
Welcome
interrupt.
back.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to move on, and our next article is a bit of a throwback to our Final Fantasy VII remake discussion. And Square Enix has made preparations, according to this Eurogamer article, so that you can skip the first Final Fantasy VII remake and still fully enjoy Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Tim looks like he has something to say about this.
Yes, yes,
Ah,
yes.
how come you gonna open PS1, put in disc 2, and just hit play? Sure.
It
Okay.
doesn't make sense to me either, but if you want to jump in with part two, they have prepared so that you can. I think that's a strange choice.
Oh, okay. So there's a comment later about, is there going to be like a questionnaire like Mass Effect 2?
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. That could be,
Yes.
yeah, okay, that could
So
be
you
a
can
thing.
make choices and yeah, set up the story you want to have. It
Hmm.
may be something as simple as just a story recap. So we'll see what that means, what preparations means.
Wow,
But
that's going to be weird, but I'll take it. Let me have it.
yeah, there's always someone who wants to jump into the story in the middle, and I understand because I was one of those people with the Mass Effect series. I jumped in at two
Hmm.
and went back later and played one, but two was my first Mass Effect. So
Looking away now.
so
Not talking
Tim.
about Mass Effect now. What? What's
Tim
up?
started a stream of Mass Effect that he has not finished, in case
No,
anybody does not understand that
sadly.
reference. But you've been playing Diablo 4, haven't you?
Yes,
Are you
I've
liking
now
it?
had a few sittings with Diablo 4. I will tell you, if you are a fan of any of the Diablo games or the many Diablo clones, this is everything you want it to be. They've made Diablo 4 into an MMO light, if that makes any
Hmm.
sense. Um, it's really good. I mean, it's really good. There's a couple of weird pieces of jank, but I'll tell you, they've been making leaps and bounds in fixing that stuff, so I don't expect it to stick around, and it's already pretty polished. So, yes,
Hmm.
That is
pre-ordered.
really interesting.
Yeah.
Pre-ordered.
Well, they are selling a bone outfit for $21. Um,
I tried to look at the
yeah.
article, but it's like the paywall is crazy.
It's a PC Gamer article. Sorry you can't get through to it. But yeah, this is
Oh, here I have it now. Let me just pull it up
they're
for you.
Yeah.
selling skins for
There you
$20
guys.
plus, and
I mean, it looks pretty rad.
it's just
Tim, are you
it's
going to
so
spend
expensive
$21
for
on
just a
this?
skin.
Well, here's the thing. I'm an adult with adult money, and I bought the horse armor when it first came out. The
Hmm.
chances of me buying this probably really low. The concept of playing Diablo is go kill something, steal its armor, go kill something stronger, steal its armor. I want to see the progression of armor. This tells me, hey, I like video games and I have a wallet.
That is exactly the point I was coming to. Thank you, Tim. This kind of microtransaction just sort of it runs counterintuitive to the point of this game. Diablo's a loot game. It's a loot
Hmm.
game. The
Hmm.
point is to upgrade your armor, not
Hmm.
to just buy new armor. And I don't why are
Fashion is
you playing
endgame,
the
and the
game?
transmog system in this game is dope. So
Mm-hmm.
don't don't
Yeah.
buy this.
I
Don't.
just
I
thought that
mean,
was wild. So I wanted to bring that
don't
up.
buy it.
Yeah. Thanks, Tim. I
Maybe
wanted
if
to
it was
mention
$4, maybe.
exactly, but that's so much when you that's like a third the cost of the game just for one skin.
The
That's
game.
so pricey. So
Yeah.
pricey. I wanted to mention a couple of other things very briefly. I never thought I'd see Whoopi Goldberg pop up in gaming news, but she has. She's real mad that Diablo 4 is not available on Mac. She purchased the game expecting to play it on Mac because previous Diablo games had been on Mac, but this one's not. So,
Yet.
um, yeah, yet.
I
So she
love
was,
that. I love that.
she's a huge Diablo fan apparently, and she put
Or
out a video asking Blizzard to please, please let her play this thing on Mac.
yeah. Where's my nerds at? Come on, somebody's got to be able to
Yeah.
boot Windows on a Mac. I know this is a thing. Send
Yeah.
her to her PO box a laptop
Gosh.
with Diablo 4. Real quick, in one last piece of Diablo news, I don't know if you guys saw some of their ad campaign. They were using Megan Fox to offer up a eulogy if you submitted a video of a gruesome death, and now there's been
Ugh.
a couple that are worth it. One guy made it all the way to what his level was, but he was about to beat the game on hardcore mode, and he was disconnected because MMO
Yeah.
Lite and his character is gone forever. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll get a eulogy. And then most recently, I saw one where this guy finally beat the Echo of Lilith, which is supposed to be almost impossible at level 100 with gear, knowing strategies, and it's still a maybe. Well, somebody finally did it. The trophy's been taken. I'm sad I don't have the guy's name in
Mhm.
front of me, but you can search for that one.
Huh.
Yeah. Thanks
That's
for adding that in.
Yeah,
interesting.
That's really interesting. I saw the article about the guy who had died, lost his permadeath character, and that was heartbreaking. I just yeah.
being disconnected to an always online game
Mm-hmm.
with an Iron Man run. That just sounds like I want to chew ice and hate myself forever. Like that's
What a
why
way to
would you
lose your
do? Yeah.
character.
Ugh.
That makes you not want to play a permadeath run in the game at all because you can lose that kind of progress to something outside of your control. Forget that noise.
Yeah. No thanks.
And the final thing I wanted to mention is that Suda51's Shadows of the Damned is getting a remake. I saw that on Twitter just before the show went live, and I'm kind of excited about it. I really liked Shadows of the Damned. I didn't finish the game when I played it back in the 360 era, um, but I really enjoyed Garcia Hotspur, the main character. I thought he was funny, and it was an interesting concept. Big fan of Suda51 and his zany ideas. So I'd love to have another crack at this game and see it brought forward into a more modern gaming sensibility. So
And you shall have it.
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
and that's the news.
Wow, that was actually surprisingly very rich. It was a short list. We have only got a few articles, but it was fantastic. Thank you, Shalene. Up next, we have some stocks to talk about. As always, these prices are in comparison to our last episode of GameStack podcast. Sony closed out today at $98.44. up 45 cents. Microsoft down 326.79. That is a difference of $8.61. Nintendo up only 11 cents, sitting comfortably at $10.95. Take-Two at $134.03, down $3.49. Activision staying the same at $80.30, only a difference of 20 cents. Ubisoft closed out at $25.75, down $1.65. EA also down $1.73 at $125.94. And Tencent down 17 cents at 42.63. So everything is basically down this week. And any gains that were gained were really only small piddly bits. So yeah. Anyways, that's the stocks, and I believe that we have some new mail this week.
You've got mail.
Is that correct, Shalene?
We do have some mail, and we're going to start off with a letter from Vodka Knockers. And Vod says, "Hey friends, taking inspiration from the Completionists channel, what are the top achievements, trophies, games you've 100%ed, etc. that you're the most proud of? Mine are as follows in no particular order. 1. Platinum trophy for Rock Band 2. This includes the infamous and slightly unsafe Bladder of Steel achievement trophy for completing the endless set list without pausing or failing a song. I had buddies help with that one, lol. 2. 100% Gears of War 2 achievements. I'm so impressed. This includes another infamous achievement called Seriously 2.0. A known staple of the franchise, Gears 2 was simple in that players only need 100,000 kills in any game mode. Other Gears games have far more challenging and time-consuming requirements for their Seriously Chivos. 3. 100% Call of Duty 4 2007 achievements. Players will always remember the ridiculously difficult veteran campaign with the iconic Mile High Club epilogue mission. I'm really impressed that you 100%ed Gears 2. That's a journey, man. That's a journey. Before we launch into ours, we had a couple of comments from the community in response to Vod's question. Green Camps says, "Stay classy on WoW, the MMO. It's a guild achievement that requires having max level of every race class combo for your faction in a guild. We're talking 6 to 10 classes per race, 7 races. This was completed off and on, but picked up during COVID and finished. Big deal, you got a guild. 95% moved on to greener pastures, real lives, school kids' career, disconnected with only finishing 2 races, human and elf, leaving 2 people. After finishing, I sent a group message. Hey, we beat the game, guys. We still kept in touch, and some of them married each other."
Vod's just in the chat. He said it took 3 years to 100% Gears 2.
I am not surprised. I am not surprised. And RTZ also had a response. He says, "I don't have a lot, but I'm quite proud of Death Stranding, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Door Kickers Action Squad. That
Door
last
Kickers
one,"
is so good.
he says, "is a fun little 2D tactical game. I might have gifted it to Rick and Tim. Games have kept me in the world, and I was happy to chase down those achievements, even if I used some guides to do so. No shame in using a guide, RTZ."
None.
So who wants to start off with their list of achievements, 100%, etc., that they're the most proud of?
Vendor, you should totally go first.
I'll go because my list is short because I don't 100% games anymore because I don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking back, I'm thinking way back. All the GTAs.
That's
sure.
something.
You used to 100% those?
Oh,
You're just
yeah.
gonna blase
My
throw that?
dude,
Really?
wow. I'm so impressed. I've never 100%ed a GTA.
All up until GTA 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's bonkers. That's
I'm
a
so
lot
impressed.
of gameplay, dude.
And
Wow.
then I want to say Mario Kart on N64.
Nice.
What else? Pokemon on Game Boy Color.
On Also not a small achievement.
No, that's
There's
hard.
a lot of grinding in those old RPGs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I have stories that I've told Shalene about me playing on my Color Game Boy, but I'm
Mhm.
laying on the floor because it has to be plugged into the wall because I just cannot, yeah. Um I think the most recent game that I tried really hard to 100% would have been Red Dead Redemption. And
Nice.
I'm still chipping away at it actually. What I'm trying to do right now is hunt and get all the
Mhm.
skins and all the additional clothing items, but then also discover all of the animals and like the compendiums, which has actually been really
So you're
fun.
playing Pokemon again, but in a cowboy hat is
I'm a
what I'm hearing.
hunter. I'm a hunter. It's so different than Pokemon. It's so different. Um,
Uh-huh.
it is. It is because Red Dead is like so
So
immersive.
you're killing the
I'm a
animals instead of
trapper.
enslaving them.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like that's a slight step up.
Yeah. What else did I 100%? Arc. I would say Arc has definitely been 100%ed.
Hmm.
In terms of getting all the trophies. But that's really all that Arc is, and trophies and the notes. So, and I've definitely reached the point where I've gotten all of those. But things that I haven't 100%ed that are driving me crazy is like Sea of Thieves,
Yeah.
Red
Yeah,
Dead,
there's
Oh,
so much there.
Red Dead Redemption once again. Um, I I think that Deep Rock Galactic is gonna end up on that list because it is really freaking grindy. But you don't play it to 100% that game. That's
Hmm.
not what it's meant for. So it's session based. Anyways, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tim.
still gotta
I
try
should
that
also
one.
mention Fallout New Vegas. I
Mm.
100%ed that game like 4 times. So,
Really?
yes.
Wow.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim?
Um, well, you guys have all heard me around the campfire before. My one of my most proud achievements, and there is no achievement or proof other than me telling you, I finished Ocarina of Time without picking up a heart container once.
The what?
Um,
The what?
That's man.
The what? What
that's
did he say, Shalene?
I believe he meant the Okanara of time.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
so confused
Yeah.
there for a minute.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, on ye old N64. That was one of those few games I've actually finished more than once, and that was I'm never gonna do it again, but I'm glad to say I did it once. Also, Shailene, you'll probably appreciate this one, being a fan of Fable yourself. Fable 2 is the
Hmm.
only game I have official records for getting every single trophy.
Yes. A good one. A
You
good
have to
one.
glitch the game to get one of those, and I figured that one out.
Do you?
Uh, yep,
I didn't remember
yep,
glitching. I've
yep.
100%ed that too, and I didn't remember having a glitch.
Yep, the rabbit warren right next to the cave is also adjacent a small rock wall that you can get beyond, though you're kind of not
Oh,
supposed to. Wink, wink, nudge,
interesting.
nudge. Yeah. And then as far as other things I can't possibly prove, I played Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 2 ad nauseum to the point that I found every single ghost in Metal Gear Solid 1 and got every single dog tag in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, that's
Man, that was days and nights and days and nights,
Hmm.
and you have to play two on a harder difficulty to even get some of those because
Oh,
those guys
wow.
don't give them up. They will not give them up. So that was the thing.
hmm.
Great.
What about you, Shalene?
Okay, I've got a whole list here. I had a lot of fun things because
You're
I was
such a
quite the
pioneer.
completionist back in the day. Quite
Yes.
the completionist.
Yes, you were.
I don't really live my life that way anymore, but I had fun thinking about this and going back, and a lot of my completion games are on the Xbox platform. And some of these have Xbox has this really cool feature where they show the percentage of players that have unlocked that achievement. And some of mine are super rare. So I thought that was really fun to look at. Of course, I've talked about this if you've listened to any of the Fallout podcasts that we've done. I have 100% of the achievements for Fallout 3 times. I did it on Xbox 360. I did it on PlayStation 3, and I did it on Games for Windows Live. So
That's a lot.
You're crazy.
it was silly.
That's a lot.
I've
That's a lot.
100%ed all of the Fallout games in terms of achievements, except for 76. I think I'm 4 or 5 achievements short for having done 76.
Okay.
But I've done them all at least once. And far and away, the most difficult one was Fallout Shelter.
Oh
Fallout
my
Shelter.
gosh, you 100%ed that?
I 100%ed Fallout Shelter on PC, and it was so hard. I just
Wow.
had them. I had it running in the background all the time for about a year. Just constantly had it running all the time, grinding lunch boxes. And the legendary Dweller Blast from the Past achievement was incredibly hard to get.
That's
I
RNG. Oof.
Yeah, 0.11% of gamers have unlocked this achievement.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I actually, that's the one Fallout game I actually know something about was Fallout Shelter. So, hey, GG.
I believe
Oh
I
my
bought one
gosh.
pack of lunch boxes. I did not buy more than one pack of lunch boxes on that platform. I have bought a few packs on my phone, but that's not where I got the achievements. So Dishonored 2 is a game that I was incredibly obsessed with,
That's
and I got the
unsurprising.
completion on.
Mm-hmm.
The Flesh and Steel achievement you can get by, in the very beginning of the game, you reject the powers from the outsider. So you play through the game with 0 superpowers, which
Whoa.
is much harder to do than using all those exciting powers. So I played through that, and 0.74% of people who've played the game have unlocked that
Oh
achievement.
my
Less than
gosh.
1% of people. Wow.
And the clean hands and shadow achievements for doing the game with no kills and no detections, not an easy time, but I love that stuff. Love it.
Wow.
In Skyrim, and this is another one that I don't think I can prove, like Tim was saying earlier,
Yeah,
so I don't think
yeah.
there's an achievement for this. But I collected the Stones of Baron Zaya without a guide.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
I just spent a lot of time spelunking. Yeah, I went into a whole lot of caves, and
That's really good because there's one of them, if you don't get it, you can't ever.
I got them all. I got them all. So
Wow. GG.
I was very obsessed with Skyrim for a while.
Yeah. I'm sure that there are certain things in Skyrim that I've
Mm-hmm.
100%ed, but I've never actually
Mm-hmm.
100%ed everything. Yeah.
I have all the achievements for Skyrim. Yeah, the legendary dragon one took a while for me to unlock. In the original Dishonored, there is an achievement called Enough Coin to Disappear, which is completing the Brigmore Witches DLC with 10,000 gold in your pocket, which means basically you don't get to spend any money on upgrading anything.
Nice.
Oh my
You don't get to
gosh.
spend any money. And 0.3% of gamers have this one. So that one was a toughie.
Nice. It's a shame that it's not like a 0.1% kind of a joke there. I feel like
Yeah, the
that's almost
1%.
hits the mark. Yeah.
That's funny. Of course, Halo 3, I've done the Vidmaster challenges for Recon Armor.
Mm.
That was not easy. I needed help from the
No.
internet for that one.
Yeah.
And in Halo 3 ODST, there was a Vidmaster challenge for reaching the 4th set on Firefight.
Oh, snap.
And I actually kind of carried the team for that one. I was real good at Firefight back in the day.
Mm.
So that was fun.
Just one small piece. I finished ODST on Legendary in less than 3 hours.
Woo! I'm impressed, Tim. That was very speedy.
Yeah,
Nice.
that is provable. Go look at my Steam profile.
Halo is so good. Isn't Halo so good?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I should actually look at my Steam profile and see like what
Yeah.
I've yeah.
The Portal Out of the Blue achievement is one of my favorite achievements. After you get control of both portals, you can only enter the orange
Oh,
portal.
sorry.
So
What a
you
trip.
have to come out of the blue portal. So that one was pretty fiddly. I had to try it twice to get that one. And GTA 4, the achievement for finding all the pigeons, 1.1% of players have that one. And this was not particularly rare, but the under the radar achievement for flying your helicopter under all the bridges took me so long. It took me so long to do that. I am very bad at flying the helicopters, and very, very bad at flying the helicopters. And I worked so hard on that. So hard. It took me like a month and a half of just flying helicopters, like learning to fly. It was awful.
Can't be that difficult. It's just mass versus lift versus rotation.
I had a
Daddy
bad
got
time.
a damn butt on his chin.
And the last thing I want to talk about is the Fable series. Tim mentioned Fable 2. I have also 100% of Fable 2. What I remember being a nightmare was trading for hero dolls.
Yes.
Yeah. And Fable 3 has a similar challenge, but instead of hero dolls, it is legendary weapons. And instead of 6 of them, you have to collect 50.
What?
And in your own game, you can only unlock like 5. So it took me months of lurking on forums and finding chat rooms and cutting deals with people to get these legendary weapons. But eventually I got all 50 of those legendary weapons. And then for about a year, I served as a legendary weapon arms dealer. And I would let people make appointments with me. And I would meet up with them and let them hold the weapons and then hand them back so that they could get their achievement. And
That's brilliant.
0.79% of Fable 3 players have this achievement, and I am personally responsible for probably 100 of them.
That's so funny.
That's great. So if anybody wants those, we know a lady.
Fable 3 arms dealer.
Yeah.
And that concludes my my bragging on my achievements.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, how can people write in and get us telling these crazy stories?
You can write in with your questions by visiting our Discord, which you can join by clicking the link on our Twitch page, twitch.tv/WeJustLoveGames. That link is live whether or not the show is. And after you've clicked that link to join, you can visit the GameStack channel and leave your questions and comments. And I really enjoy answering the questions and thinking about these kind of things. It was so fun for me to go back through and think about games I've played and achievements I've done. I really enjoyed it.
Serotonin released.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, screenshots and stories. What the community is playing. Our first screenshot comes from Alex. And Alex, if you're listening, I apologize. I did take down your screenshot because you had some potentially credit cardy information on the right side of the image, which I've now blurred out here. But
okay.
Alex posted this picture and said she is super mad at something getting the horse from the event in WoW. That's what it was. And she's got a screenshot of 2 monitors. I don't know what's
monitors.
I don't know
what's going on here. I don't know what's going on, Shalene.
I see spaghetti.
There is cable spaghetti there.
Our next screenshot. Oh no, I dropped the ball. There's only 2 screenshots, and I managed to bork both of them. Okay. Our next screenshot's from Joshy Neurotic, and he says, "I think the game does look pretty good. Just wish it ran better so I could take it off low setting." And this
looks
is
like Jedi Survivor.
Yes, it is Star Wars Jedi Survivor for anybody who's unfamiliar. And his character is standing over a precipice, looking at some rock formations in the background with waterfalls.
That looks great.
Looks really good. Yeah, even on potato.
Mm-hmm.
Even on
You
potato.
know, I think this is one of those things that needs to be a GIF or a living picture, because as a still frame, it's probably not doing justice to what Joshy actually stood there and was like,
right. Yeah.
Had his cape like rippling in the breeze.
Yeah.
Okay, well, last part of the show, our gameplay. So let's let Tim go first because he's our guest. What have you been up to?
Man. Okay, large inhale because Tim plays lots of games. Okay, we're just going to talk about the last week. How's that sound? Um, well, I've still got my one-player game that I'm trying to chip away on, and it is Marvel's Midnight Suns. I bought the Storm DLC, which I think is the last one that they're putting out. And spoiler alert, Storm is completely overpowered. Holy
Ooh.
smokes! I can post some screenshots. I think I have some somewhere of some of the things that she has done. But Storm as a character in this game, uh, uh, I'll give the voice acting a 7. It ain't bad, but I feel like
She's
there's
one of my
something missing.
favorite X-Men.
Same, same. Yeah. She's my wallpaper on my phone. Uh,
Nice.
Yeah, this game's great, and I have a real hard time finishing games, but I promised myself I'd really make an effort on this one. I get teased by my SO over here because she's already finished it, and I'm the lag wagon,
We
but
should we should make a
I'm still
pledge.
chipping away.
We should make a pledge to 100% a game before the year is out.
Uh,
Shalene's like,
sure,
I don't have time for that.
yeah,
I
well, I'll
really
find a
don't.
way. Um, I did just run credits on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
That's such a good
Oh,
game. It's such a
It
good
is it
game.
is good. I unlocked Casey Jones and I'm looking forward to another run. As far as completion goes, I got absolutely every single thing there was to get in the campaign except for one bug for those frog guys. I missed one thing. I got
Hmm.
everything else. So now I get to go through it again with Casey Jones. Yeah.
please tell me there's references to pizza.
Well,
Well,
I mean, it's a Turtles
it's
game.
a Turtles game. Yeah. I mean,
Okay,
they're
good.
literally lying in the street. You just
Good.
walk on them and there goes your hit. Yeah, your
Good.
hit
Good.
points. You're
Good.
good. But yeah, there's actually some DLC coming out for that game, if you can believe it. That tiny
Mhm.
little amazing arcade beat 'em up brawler. It's 5-player co-op, by the way. Come at me, let's go. Um, Speaking of
5 player.
co-op,
It's also on
um,
Game Pass. So if you
yeah,
have
you
Game
have no
Pass, you can pay it
excuse.
for
It's
free.
great. The file size is this big, you'll download it in no time. And it
Very
is
fun.
just a ton of fun. It feels like ye old TMNT2 in the arcade game, but better.
And the
It's
soundtrack
just
is so good.
yeah. Yes, the audio slaps. The bosses are fun. The secrets are neat. The combat's actually a little deeper than you think. It's a brawler, and they give you a handful of moves. You can button mash and get places, but if you really try, you can make it look good. Let's see what else. There's a massive update coming for 7 Days to Die. I know
Uh
some of you in the chat
oh.
have already mentioned this one. I logged into my map that I had running for all of my Steam friends and stuff to join and come and go as they saw fit. We totally retrofitted this prefabricated house, tricked it out, gave it solar, updated the garage. I had,
Nice.
lighting, and it was amazing. Right at the edge of town too. So if you needed resources, just go hop the back wall and
My
grab
gosh, you're
them.
like the Ron Swanson of Last of Us.
Well,
Oh, sorry, Shalene. You probably haven't gotten to that episode yet.
No, it's okay though. It's fine. I've had my chance.
Yeah, you did.
One of these days,
That's
I'll
awesome.
let
So, do
Archie
you have
watch
it
the rest
like?
of it.
Do you have it fortified?
yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's hidden defenses. If you were to just drive by on the street, it would look like a normal house. But when you get close and look at the detail, yeah, there's a turret pointing at the front door that's heavily guarded. Yeah. So knowing that this map was about to be obsolete and out of date because of this update, I stood on the top of the roof in the middle of the house, got into the console commands, summoned an absolutely huge torrent of zombies. They destroyed the house. So
Go down in a blaze of glory.
yeah, we wrecked that place. The
Did you
property
notice how I
values are
said
going way down.
blaze of gory? Anyone?
I
Anyone?
missed it.
Nice. I missed that too.
Wow, you
I
guys.
missed it.
Come on.
GG's. But a new stable version is coming, and I'm really excited. So stay tuned for that. I'll have a server open for quite some time.
It's
I love that
exciting.
game a lot. Um, and let's see. Oh God, the new Zelda. I finally made landfall.
Oh
I feel like
no.
the training wheels are
Here we
off now.
go. Here we
How
go.
are you
Yeah.
That's
liking
it.
it?
The rest of the show is done.
No, I'll keep it brief because that game is bonkers. The things that people can build, I can't. I shake my head. Damn you, internet, for ruining this game for me. I now have ideas in my head, and I'm like, don't build that. I want to build a hovercraft. I want to build a hoverboard. I just want to zip around and do stuff now. And I'm like, that kind of like defeats the purpose of exploring the world. So I'm gonna play it, ye old
you
school way.
you
I'm not gonna
play it
get
how
too
you want
crazy
it.
with
You
it.
play it how you want to play it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go that overboard. There's no way.
I
Um,
saw a video of somebody that had made a combine harvester.
saw that.
So good.
Saw that. I like the idea of making traps for bosses and things. I think
Mhm.
that's fun. But as far as some of the contraptions that people make, ugh, God. More gameplay. I said I was playing Diablo 4, but I must confess I've only made it to level 12. So if you know anything about Diablo, that's like I just made my character. I'm
Mhm.
not very far yet. I've done a few basements and cellars, and I've fought a couple of bosses, and I saw a world boss and ran away. But I'm really excited. I my SO, she's really excited to play this game, probably more so than me. But I'm of a tempered sort. I know this game's going to be around for a while, and it's not going to go out of style. So I'm in it for the long haul. I'm not trying to race to completion like some people. That game is so good, you guys. It's everything you want Diablo to be. It's so good.
Yes.
It is so good. And it looks great. There's the patina that is put on this game is not to be understated. Yes, it's gory and gross and there's blood and giblets and meat, but like look at it. It looks good. It's not like janky cartoon fare. Like they made it look like you would expect. You're walking into hell. I kind of want to be scared to be here. Well, guess what? They did. It looks gross. It's great. Um, I am one stage away from completing Gauntlet on Steam. Where are you guys
Oh.
at? Come on, we were supposed to do that yesterday, but we couldn't get the band back together. But hopefully soon I'll be able to run credits on that too. Um, yeah, I could go longer, but I don't want to run out the tape. Shailene has
Is
a,
that
a a
this?
question.
That's this week's. That's this week's.
That's
That's
just
just
this
this
week.
week.
Yeah, that's just this week, and I'm also playing Strike Force on my phone in between all of that.
Ah.
So
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you. I've been wanting to have you on the show for quite a while now because yeah, it was a me failure, Tim. I know
It was an
I could have picked up
issue,
that
not an
phone.
not an
Yes, yes,
saw
it
what
me.
was
you
it
did
was the
there.
me problem. But I feel like we've kind of hit a golden age of Metroid here lately.
Yes.
We're getting a lot of Metroid content, and the Prime remaster came out. I haven't played it
Yes.
yet. I haven't been able to find a copy. I probably could now, but I was wanting to talk to you as soon as it came out. I was like, I've got to call Tim.
Hmm.
So tell me, how's Metroid Prime remaster?
Primary Master is a 10 out of 10 game, and that's me
Yes.
trying in vain to be unbiased. I have so much Metroid swag behind my green screen that you can't even see. Um, but yeah, I bought a physical copy and I downloaded a digital copy because there won't be a time when I don't have Metroid. I'm sorry, I'm
Nice.
not sorry. Um, so we all know Metacritic's scales are to be taken with a grain of salt, correct?
Mhm.
Look up the Metacritic score for the GameCube version of Metroid Prime, and you tell me what you see. Because right next to it on the Metacritic score is Metroid Prime Remaster. And I feel like they are both perfectly slotted right where they should be. Metroid Prime Remaster fixes the one and only problem that I really had with the game, and it was the controls. It's now a smooth as butter twin stick shooter that feels like it should when you have it in your hand. There you go. I could stop there, but guess what? I won't. They also made it HD. Um,
Nice.
Play it in headphones and just walk around and listen to the environment. The environment speaks to you in Metroid games if you listen. If
Yes,
you
it
pay
does.
attention, the game will tell you, it will give you clues and hints and things. watch the flora and fauna. This game has a voice. The sound design in this game is amazing. Play it in
Cool.
headphones, please.
Cool.
It's really good.
I am
Um,
really, really hopeful that we won't have too long to wait before we get parts 2 and 3.
I I don't think it would be too difficult to, as we reductively joke, copy paste.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the company you wanted to redo their game, Retro, made the game. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no drag, there's no missed content. They made it again, and they made it, I would say, perfect. It's so
Really
great.
do need to go pick up a copy.
It's
I
so
really
great.
do.
Do it.
Please do. If you don't,
Mm-hmm.
I will put one in your P.O. box because it should be played. I bought 2 copies. Yeah,
Just in
give me Metroid
case.
Prime 2 and
Yeah.
3. I will buy those too.
So excited. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. This is a conversation I've been waiting to have since the game launched.
Yeah.
Do you ever stream it? Do you stream your Switch?
I did. I couldn't play it the day it came out, but I bought it the day it came out. Because adulting. But the very next day, I did run a 3 or 4 hour stream that was the introduction to the game. So I didn't get terribly far, but you can definitely get a sense of how it looks, how it feels, how it
Mm-hmm.
moves,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's really good.
But there's
Excellent.
just so much Metroid lately. We had Metroid Dread, we had Metroid Prime remaster, and then we
Yep.
had via the Game Boy and the Nintendo Online service. We
Hmm.
saw a
Hmm.
lot of great Metroid titles coming to the Switch,
Yep.
and some of those are incredible titles, like
Yeah.
really great games.
Yeah, if you've got a
And
Switch, sub to the service. You can play
yes,
all the Metroid games in one place now, except for I
and they
think
hold
Pinball.
up. They hold up.
Yeah,
They really do. They're just as
yeah.
good now as they were then. It's ugh.
And don't be
Okay.
scared to go back and play the old ones, because guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Save states.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Indeed.
They're
Okay.
good.
Thank you.
It's great. I guess it's me, right? Yeah.
Yeah. What you
Um,
been playing?
so I haven't had much time this week to play a lot of games. Last weekend, actually, I think it was the Saturday or maybe the Friday night after the show. Jess and I hopped back into Astroneer after a 2-year hiatus. And let me tell you, Shalene, this game has come a long way in the last 2 years. There's so many new updates and new things. It is so good. It's what I remembered it to be. Just the most chill, relaxing game. Um, yeah, it was really good. There are new types of elements to the game. Like you can take seeds from plants and start your own garden now, which is really exciting because the plants are actually kind of hazardous and dangerous. So you can set them up as like, around your base as like protection. um, and yeah, it was so much fun. It was me and Jess and Hobbit, and we built little rovers, and we had little trailers going behind them, and we went on an adventure, and we went collecting resources, and we found all this stuff. There is dynamite in the game now, and it
What could go
explodes.
wrong?
It explodes a lot, and I love it. Um, this game is very unforgiving in terms of oxygen, though. I have died
Mm-hmm.
several times. Yeah, yeah. And the cave systems are still just as so intimidating. Like you get off your oxygen rope and you're in a cave and you get turned around and you're like, where was the line? I don't remember. Oh God, my oxygen. So yeah, lots of fun. That was like stay up till midnight and play that with them kind of scenario, which was crazy because it was like 2 a.m. for them. So yeah.
Right.
Um,
I feel that way a lot. I live on the West Coast and I game with a lot of people that stay up past their bedtime. So
Mm-hmm.
hat tip to you who sacrifice sleep.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I also have been trying to get a handle on the rest of my season in Farming Simulator. I've planted a ton of poplars like 14 months ago, and now they have to be harvested. Um, and it's this whole operation. Like I regret planting them 14 months ago because it's quite an investment. It's going to take me a really long time to harvest those. Yeah. That's really all I got around to playing. I did do some landscaping simulator IRL. So today we got a load of 14,000 pounds of clay.
Wait, how
Been
much?
we've been regrading 6 cubic yards, so 14,000
Jeez,
pounds. Um,
14,000 pounds.
yeah, it was a lot. We've been regrading our yard, and so that's all done, kind of. There still is a couple other things that I have to do tomorrow, and hopefully we can finish most of it tomorrow. And my significant other and I watched the Super Mario World movie
Oh, nice.
or
What did you
Super
think of
Mario
it?
Brothers movie. At first, I was like, I don't like that they don't have Italian accents.
Yes.
But then I was like, I can understand because who would want to sit through a 3 hour movie with Chris Pine trying to do an Italian accent? What, Tim?
Uh, Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Yeah, sorry.
Close.
Thank
We
you.
give you a B. B plus.
Yeah, it was good. Jack Black, awesome.
He's perfect.
Awesome.
I love Jack Black and
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
I thought it was very well done. I think Toad is probably my favorite.
Oh, he was
Hmm.
good. It was fun.
Toad was definitely a cheeky bastard. Where was Yoshi?
There was a herd of Yoshis running by.
Yes. They were showcased.
Where was
Also,
Yoshi? Where was Yoshi?
there is a scene with an egg crack if you stay to the end.
If you watch the end of the credits all the way to the
Mhm.
end, there is a scene with an
Yes.
egg crack which screams sequel. So I'm
Mhm.
thinking Yoshi exclusive movie. Which
Yoshi's Island. Sure.
which might
Yeah.
explain why you never really saw him in the yeah. I thought it was good. It was the story was rich, and it was a throwback to all of my Mario years through my
Mhm.
childhood, and yeah, it was just I
It
loved
felt
it.
very good.
It was so good.
That movie did a really great job of putting you on a ride and giving you a bunch of spectacle along the way. Along the way, you get to see a lot of the growth of the Mario games, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
At
Mhm.
first, it's very simple, rudimentary. The initial sprinting scene
Mhm.
seemed, harkened back to all the 2D games we've
Uh-huh.
struggled and loved for ages. And then if you watch some of the usage with camera perspectives, there's very clear nods to Mario 3D Land
Yeah.
and a lot of the other
Yeah.
versions.
Mhm.
That
They did a
stupid
really
sand
great
level.
job.
That stupid sand level on the what is it? It's Super Mario Brothers 2, I think it is. Yeah.
Doki Doki Panic.
Yeah.
It was brilliantly done.
So good.
Yeah, it was
Except my
great
only
film.
criticism is I spent 3 to 4 hours after watching it walking around the house singing peaches, 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 peaches. I want you. Oh, it's ridiculous. Stupid
So
Jack
good.
Black and his amazingness.
I was really excited that they had Wedding Suit Bowser.
Right? I
In
was thinking of you when I
yes.
saw that. Yeah.
Wedding Suit Bowser is my favorite. Love
I
I
it.
like
love
I really think Peach should have given him a chance.
I really love how they painted him a villain, but he had this whole soft side.
Mhm.
It was just I loved it. It was great. Yeah. I'm gonna watch it
Fantastic.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of Easter eggs and hidden stuff, man. Chew on that scenery. Watch
Yeah.
it in slow
Mhm.
mo because there's so much in there.
Yeah. Anyways, what have you been up to, Shalene?
Well, I played a little bit of Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I managed to catch the boat. Red brings his art sales boat, his shady little boat. Honestly, this boat, it's the grimiest thing in the series, I think. And it honestly feels like you're going to get on this boat and come out with one less kidney. But he sells art, and some of it is bootleg art, but some of it is genuine art, and you need the art to fill your museum. So I was really lucky to catch Red. It's his sightings are pretty rare, and I have this one bird on my island. I want to say his name is Jacques, and I kind of hate his guts. I don't like this bird. And
It's because
I
he's
just
French, isn't it?
it is. It's because he's French. He rubs me the wrong way. And this stupid bird, um, Tim, no. It's this bird. I hate this bird. And there was a visitor at the campsite, and sometimes you can get them to stay and replace one of your villagers. So I went to talk to this penguin named Tex, and I was like, "Hey, Tex, you want to move to the island?" But he didn't want to replace Jacques. He wanted to replace Antonio, who is like my bestie. So that was a hard no. No, Tex, get off my island right now. Don't you dare threaten Antonio. So I got to thinking, you know what? I need my amiibo cards, and then I can bring in another animal and displace Jacques the bird. And I couldn't find them. I couldn't find them. I went back to Corona to visit my mom. I couldn't find him there at mom's house. Couldn't find him here among my things. Don't know where my amiibo cards are. So we were in Target the other day, and they had some amiibo cards. So I was like, yes, I'll take a couple packs of amiibo cards. Had a great time opening amiibo cards. So I'm trying to decide which one I'm going to use. And they came out with a Hello Kitty amiibo card set. And I could not find those stupid cards anywhere. And I had actually bought a bootleg set off of Amazon.
Oh no.
And I found the original ones in Target for like $5. I was so excited. So
Did you get an Agretsuko card?
yeah, I have some not bootleg amiibo cards now, so I was happy.
Nice.
And then after that, I played some Tears of the Kingdom, and in my zeal for all things amiibo, I had brought out my Zelda themed amiibo because some of them have they give you some cool stuff when you use them in Tears of the Kingdom.
Nice.
So I was scanning all my amiibos, really excited about it. I got some pants and a hat and some weapons and a bunch of resources. And then I thought I would just try, because I had this pile of amiibo cards, of Animal Crossing amiibo cards. I tried scanning those too, and they drop you a ton of resources.
Nice.
So that was really fun. So
okay.
I am so well equipped. I can cook so many meals now. I have
Nice.
the
Build a
Twilight
harvester.
Princess. I have the Twilight Princess
Yeah.
Wolf Link amiibo, and that one cracks me up every time I scan it because it just drops so much meat. It's just a huge pile of like steaks and chicken and just
It's great.
a massive amount of meat. It's ludicrous and it's so funny. So I enjoyed using my amiibo, and I also did some non-amiibo things in Tears of the Kingdom. There's this ongoing side quest where this guy is hanging up like signs. And this guy, this guy is my favorite. He is my favorite thing that I've found in the game so far. He is so committed to his boss that he is hanging up these signs for, and they tilt, right? So he's just clinging to the sign, and you as Link have to find a way to prop up the sign and tell him to let it go. And if you can manage to get it to stand up, then he hammers it into place, and it's so silly, and he gives you a bunch of rewards because he's really grateful, and it's a fun time. I love the sign guy. I will travel Hyrule finding and helping the sign guy. And I went around and did a lot of puzzle solving, some of the shrines, and some just environmental puzzles. I had found
some of those puzzles are some real head scratchers.
I found some chests that were inaccessible that you had to do some tricky things to be able to reach, and had a fun time doing that. I wish it would please stop raining in Hyrule. I don't know why it rains so much. I'm real tired of it.
Maybe you
tired.
Just need to
it's
play
El
a different.
Nino.
You need to play a different song on your.
Yeah, it's El Nino affecting Hyrule, and I'm tired of it. And I've misplaced
change,
my Ocarina.
Man.
Yeah, so there's no song of storms and etc. But it's really frustrating. So I would like for it to please stop raining so I can climb things. And I made a journey to one of the towers. The towers are very similar to many other games, including Breath of the Wild, where you climb the tower and you unlock map areas. You clear the fog of war on the map. And so I went to unlock one of these towers, and the tower is heavily guarded. There is this space that you have to climb. It's like a little fort, and it's full of moblins and bokoblins and all kinds of crazy stuff. And then when you clear that, you get to a walled encampment full of enemies, and they throw like a metal spiky ball down the path at you, and it's just horrifying. And there's so many enemies, but I was careful and I was systematic, and I worked my way through, and I got almost to the base of the tower. I was picking up some loot, and then I hear Princess Zelda giving her the Blood Moon Rises once again speech. I forget how she says it in this game. It's different. But the Blood Moon came up and reset all the enemies. So I was just surrounded immediately by all of these stupid enemies that I had just systematically worked my way through. I was out of health. I was out of everything. So I just sprinted my way to the tower and activated it. In the cutscene, there's this little cutscene where it shows Link activating the tower, and he's like, using his device, his Purapad, I think it's what they were calling it, and the camera pans around, and there's just all of these frozen enemies like right behind him. It was so silly. Amazing. But I managed to skip them all, and that was fun. And I was wandering around just doing some exploring like you do, and I saw some pink glitter in the distance. And I'm like, okay, what is this pink glitter? So I use the zoom in function, and I see it's one of the flower buds that the giant fairies live in. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go visit the fairies. All right, yeah, I'm gonna get my armor upgraded. So I'm going to visit this fairy, and on the way, I see this cave, and there's something electric in this cave. It looks a little bit.
It's electric.
Electrical. It's electric. Dun, 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 dun. And I think maybe it's like a thunder Lionel or something in there. I have kind of a bad feeling. So I go into crouch mode, and I kind of sneak up on this cave, and it turns out it's not a cave. It's like a coliseum. And suddenly I was in Game of Thrones, and there was like this massive three-headed dragon in the middle of this coliseum. It was horrifying. And,
oh gosh.
And this thing killed me so dead, so fast. Just, I don't think I got a single shot off. And I respawned, and I'm like, okay, this time I'm just going to sneak away. Right. But the save happened to be the moment it noticed me.
Oh, so you're going to have to roll back maybe?
So I had to actively run away from it, like while it was coming after me. And it only comes so far from its little coliseum. So that was good. I did get away, but it was a bad time, you guys. And since when are there these dragons in Zelda? This is new. I was horrified. Well, there is a photo of it, a screenshot in the Zelda channel.
Maybe I feel like you've surpassed Dragon and gone to Hydra at this point.
Yes, it was horrifying. It was horrifying. But it was really funny.
Just play it a bit of music, and it'll go right to sleep.
Yeah, I don't think it works that way. And the last thing I did was I was looking at my balance of Nintendo Platinum points, because I've been trying to get that cool Zelda keychain that they're offering in the Nintendo shop that's only available with Nintendo points. So I was doing some of the quests to earn Platinum points, and one of those was to play Kirby Tilt and Tumble on the Nintendo Online, and it was actually really fun, and I ended up playing it for a little while.
Nice.
It's this fantastic Marble Blast meets pinball situation, and it uses your gyroscope on the Switch to
so you're gonna play some more of that.
Yeah, it was really fun. I liked it.
Cool.
So Yeah.
You know, Marble Blast is a good one. I remember that back on the 360. Played the hell out of that.
Marble Blast was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's my games for this week.
Well, that is a show, ladies and gentlemen. This is about the time when we go into plugs and announcements, and I will hand the mic off to Tim to shamelessly plug what he's been up to lately. And how can people find you on social media and Twitch?
Well, everything I've been up to lately, I have a rotating schedule of regular games that I like to enjoy with, the community and stuff. We've had a lot of Jackbox, we've had some 7 days, we've had all kinds of stuff. I do have to tell RTZ, sorry, I beat all the races and uninstalled Forza, so I'm done there. Um, Love racing against that dude. What have I been up to though? Other than that, I'm still hosting Saturday morning cartoons, uh,
That's
every
so
weekend.
fun.
Yeah, we've made it all the way through X-Men the animated series, and now we're watching Gargoyles. Yo, these
Gargoyles
shows are
is so good.
so good. They still hold up so good. And I don't know what's gonna be next. There was some requests for things like Spawn, which I don't know if that fits a Saturday morning vibe, but that's also a great cartoon. I've also been sharing via Discord the Tetris film. If you guys haven't seen this,
Yes, I
do
saw it. It's
do.
wild.
It's good. It
Yeah.
is actually really, really cleverly created, and I'm very pleased with it. I'll
I
show it again
learned
because
so much
it's
about the
so good.
history of
And if
Tetris.
the people are not a member of this Discord, Tim, where could they find it?
Um, well, I mean, links are everywhere. They're on my
Yeah,
my
wait.
Twitch
I just
page,
I just put
but
I just put your Twitch in the
yeah,
chat there, so
yep.
you can go to twitch.tv/timtwig81.
And that's
That's
two
two
G's,
G's.
GG.
Two
So
G's, two
yeah,
G's, and you'll find that link there. Yeah.
yeah. My favorite game's
Um.
the co-op or multiplayer one. So
Yeah. And
yeah.
when's the next day that you're streaming? Tomorrow?
Um, Yikes. Here's the thing. My schedule's been kind of weird because I got a new job recently and the demands are a little weird. I've still got a lot of pieces shuffling around, but yeah, I mean, enabled notifications so you get a live one. Um, I'm always around. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome. Well, as always, it's great to have you on the show. Don't
Thank you.
forget, everyone, our show is sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. If you head on over to oakandcrow.com, pick up a bag of We Just Love Coffee blend, and $2 from every purchase of that blend goes to the Children's Miracle Network. You can also email us at info@wejustlovegames.com. You can also drop us some mail in the MailStack channel in our Discord, which you can find on our Twitch page where we record live at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, twitch.tv/wejustlovegames. We're also on social media, Twitter at We Just Love Games, Shalene at Shalene L, myself at Vendertron N, and Tim at TimTwig81, two G's. Facebook.com/We Just Love Games and Facebook.com/group/We Just Love Games. We also post the show to various podcast platforms, including YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Please like, subscribe, and review the show. Thank you all for listening, and as always, Shalene, the honor of last word is yours.
I thought we would give it to Tim. I didn't prepare
The
anything.
honor of last word is yours, Tim.
Save often.
Good night, all.